Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It is super helpful. I'm at the Metroplex Collectibles show in Arlington. Metroplex refers to Dallas-Fort Worth area in North Texas. This is actually a big show, especially considering the fact that it is absolutely free. Free admission, great prices on vendor booths. There's some awesome stuff here. I'm gonna go show you guys some vintage collectibles as well. We're gonna go on a video game hunt. Mostly I'm gonna show you guys video games in this video since I'm a retro gaming channel, but we're gonna check out maybe some vintage superhero stuff or whatever other really cool items I can find. So thanks guys for watching. Let's check it out. Found some more games here, including some repros for the Genesis. Looks like they're about 10 bucks each. And if you just want to play the game, not a bad way to go because these are pretty expensive to get originals. Ooh, nice sealed copy of Sonic Frontiers. Astrobot, Game of the Year. Let me know in the comments if you guys have played that. Good stuff here. Wii U. Wii U's kind of taken off in the collector's market a little bit. You can still get some pretty cheap, really great games. So just for gamers and collectors, you know, on a budget, the Wii U is a great way to go. Let's do the Batuzzi. And I spotted some PS4 titles at this booth, including Star Wars Battlefront. I remember when that one came out, it was a little controversial, maybe too short, or had maybe some other things wrong with it. Let me know in the comments if you recall that and what were the problems with that game. For you RPG fans, the pen and paper kind, we got GURPS Basic Set, the original, 30 bucks, seems reasonable. Time Master RPG, pretty cool stuff. This just might be my favorite item at this show, this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Link. I like these bigger figures for like my game room and office to put them high up on the shelf as though they're overlooking my game room or whatever and kind of keeping an eye on the place. Got a few games here too. Street Fighter 2, excellent port. Tekken 3, awesome. Three of the best games, you know, from that era. PlayStation, Super Nintendo, great stuff. Let me know if you collected Mortal Kombat cards back in the day. These go for about 5 bucks per pack. And I collected the DC Comics Cosmic cards. All right, guys, check it out. A CGC 9.4 copy of the very first appearance in comics of Harley Quinn. As many of you know, she started on Batman the Animated Series, but was so popular with viewers that she became one of the most popular comic book characters of the last 30 years. Ooh, I like this. This Banjo-Kazooie plush set. Great platformer on the N64. That is really nice. 40 bucks. Reasonable. These guys have a ton of Star Wars characters from the 70s and 80s. Have any of you guys used these rock candy controllers for the Switch? They look really cool. Just 10 bucks. Looks like they've been marked down. Let me know in the comments if these are actually good controllers. Guys, I really like this Spider Slayer vehicle. I'm a sucker for superhero vehicles like the Supermobile for Superman, Batmobile, you name it. And he's actually got a tub of really nice games here. If you're a PS4 fan, looks like you got some good titles. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. Let me know if you played that one. I'm very curious. Love me some Castlevania. Retro City Rampage. I remember hearing about this when it came out, but I never played it. That's a good price for a 4K Lion King. American Werewolf in London. Great film. So you got a mix of games and movies here. Good stuff. 80 bucks for a little Godzilla Kong action, New Empire. My Hero Academia. I've actually watched the first season of that. I'm getting more and more into anime thanks to some of my friends at work. And a copy of Lunark for the PS4 from Limited Run Games. They do some great work keeping physical media alive. And that looks like a neat set. Limited Runs, Anniversary Edition, Shredder's Revenge. 125. Little Space Ace and Missile Command tabletop games. Always fun to have cosplaying at conventions. Adds to the fun and festive atmosphere. All right, I found a booth with a bunch of games, including some classic N64 titles and some DS and nice Game Boy Color there. You don't see these particular colors of the console that often. Mine was purple back in the day. That's the one I had. Donkey Kong Classics with Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. That's for the NES. When I got my versions of those games, that's the one. I didn't have the black box titles. I got the two for a little later because I already had the ColecoVision Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and was having ample fun with those versions. But here we got some GameCube, Crazy Taxi's always for a good time. Gauntlet Dark Legacy, great game. You don't hear about that much anymore. Love that game. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, one of the relatively few good things to come out of Episode 1. That's a fun game and definitely one of the best parts of the movie. Probably the best. Next to maybe the Darth Maul lightsaber battle.
You selling those shirts?
And these games are at All Over Products in Mesquite, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. Pretty cool stuff. All right, guys, this is the owner of All Over Products. His name is Sap, but he is not a Sap. He's a great guy, and I'm gonna just find out what is your favorite video game of all time, and how did All Over Products start? Just briefly.
That's an easy one. 007 GoldenEye. Basically, this company came together. I do paintball and airsoft. It was a passion of mine. I collected paintball products. Then I got into collecting comics and everything else. So some of my Star Wars collections here, some of my comic collections here, but at 1100, what is it? West Kearney Street? 1100.
502 West Kearney Street.
502 West Kearney Street.
1100.
Suite 1100 in Mesquite.
So, what do you like about 007? Did you play it with your friends and do all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I had an older brother that used to beat me every time I won. So I got real good at the game, but also got real sore too.
He would beat you every time you won. So, like with a whip?
No. It's like stop shooting, man. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
nice little punch, you know. But
I hear you. I had an older brother that if we were playing a game and I won, he'd slug me in the shoulder.
every time, especially if you were good at Mortal Kombat.
Right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. You guys know I'm a huge Kiss fan and wrote the world's first and only encyclopedia of Kiss, Kiss Alive 2. I remember my brother getting this for Christmas back in the day. Fair warning, great Van Halen album, maybe a little underappreciated, really hardcore, really rough, raucous rock and roll. One of their most hardcore albums. Loverboy, I actually like Loverboy. Guys, Kiss Alive, this is the first time I remember listening to Kiss back in 1975. Nothing to Lose with those great Peter Criss vocals. Very first time in my life that I remember distinctly hearing a Kiss song. Great stuff. Check out these vintage superhero cups from 7-Eleven, 1977, around that time. Now, I remember my cousin collected the baseball ones, and man, but I love the comic book ones. $20. As a matter of fact, I went to my cousin's house one time, and he had hundreds and hundreds of the baseball ones up in his cabinet. As a matter of fact, this vendor here, he would find these superhero ones on the side of the road. People would get a Slurpee at 7-Eleven and just throw them away. But nowadays, they're worth probably about 15 bucks or so a piece. Some of the harder to find ones, maybe 20, 25. And we've got some really cool comics at this booth. Sheena. Any of you guys ever see the movie? It's actually not bad. It's a bad movie, but it's fun to watch. Strange as that is sometimes. Some vintage Captain America. Conan the Destroyer, #1 in a 2-issue series based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, which actually has Wilt Chamberlain in it, strangely enough. And love these old Supergirl covers. Very cool.
That's Grace Jones, too.
Yeah, Grace Jones, too. Crazy movie.
Yeah.
And that girl from the Wonder Years, the teenage sister, she's in Conan the Destroyer. Olivia Diabo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Diabo.
yeah.
Yeah, Olivia Diabo, yeah.
Diabo, yeah. Gorgeous.
That's right.
Gorgeous girl.
Come on, yeah.
Cool stuff. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up here. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to a free retro gaming, toy, pop culture, collectible show, whatever, and what was your experience there? Pretty cool at the old Metroplex Collector Show here in Arlington. Awesome that it was free. The only thing I bought, though, was this box of trading cards based on the Phantom. I paid $15, and I will sell these in my antique booth. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We'll talk to you in another video.